And that leads me to our featured story of the night. Let's get it. So I want to talk about reality TV, and it relates back to what we were saying earlier, and that's the SAG AFTRA and the WGA strike. Because apparently right now, SAG AFTRA is actually talking about maybe, finally, and I will say finally because as a strike tactic, you know, the producers always go to reality TV, right? Always happens. This happened, Big Brother blew up, fucking all these shows blew up during the last writer's strike. So why are we not making these reality stars union and cut this shit right in the ass and end that shit right now? Cut the cheese, call it a day, move on. And that's what SAG AFTRA wants to do. So apparently, right now, there's a big person moving forward. There's an actual online celebrity that she's been on a bunch of reality shows, and I thought I put her name down here, but apparently I fucking did not.
Those bitches?
Yeah, I fucking didn't put it down. I guess I've been drinking today. Bethany Frankel.
Oh, I was thinking,
so
that
Bethany Frankel.
I literally was going to say it.
So Bethany Frankel moved forward and said, hey, everybody, why are we not striking with the rest of SAG AFTRA?
Bethany.
Why are we not striking?
Weird.
And she was on The Real Housewives of New York, and she was talking about how they're being mistreated. And she's
huge.
like, she's huge. And she's saying that SAG AFTRA striking, why are we not there? Why not represented? So she actually hired some lawyers, and the lawyers of Brian Friedman and Mark Gregos were actually like talking to, I fucking butchered that shit. They were talking to SAG AFTRA, coming to Fran and being like, we need to figure this out because these are actual actors that are being abused. And look at what she's saying they're being abused of. Here's the whole breakdown. She's saying they're being abused of members with alcohol. They're being deprived of like food and sleep. Denying mental health treatment for these people, exploiting minors and uncompensating them for stuff, distributing and or condition distribution of non-consensual pornography during these shows, covering up sexual violence, and refusing to allow cast members the freedom to leave the shows even under direct and dire circumstances. So she's saying this has been happening for a long time. So she came to SAG, and SAG AFTRA actually said, okay, we're going to work toward the protection. Brian's been drinking. We're going to work towards the protection of reality performers and in effect to end the exploitation practices that have delivered in this area and to engage in a new path to unionize coverage for these people, because we are tired of studios and production companies trying to circumvent the union in order to exploit the talent that rely upon to make their product. So it's a big thing right now because reality TV stars have never been involved with this. It's never been a thing. They've never covered them. But apparently SAG AFTRA said this could be covered and they could happen. There's already like a clause that they could get involved with that could make it in the network code to make these performers, because they are performers in a lot of ways, be covered by the union, especially right now during a SAG AFTRA strike. So it's great that she's stepping forward, I think, and she's pushing for this because a lot of these reality stars, they are non-union. They've never been involved with anything union. All they've known is like get in front of the camera, dance, get naked, give a rose at somebody, fucking make out with somebody, you know, dance around in a circle and then show your butt. That's what it's been for years.
What?
But maybe
it's way harder than
SAG
that,
AFTRA. I mean, it's something like that, you know?
You know, to talk like
Spencer.
that and like do things and be like, oh my god, this is so outrageous. Like, I don't know why my hairstylist made my dress like this. Like, that's so annoying.
Oh my God, Jennifer, you know? But I'm just saying, it's honestly, jokes aside, it's a big fucking move because what happened last time, again, I said before for a second, but the WGA strike, it pushed this movement for reality shows. And all of a sudden, SAG's being circumvented with reality shows, and it's not fucking helping a strike. It's not helping the writers. It's not helping anybody. And so, like, if you actually unionize the reality stars, I'm talking about the contestants, which is a big thing. The contestants, the fucking housewives, is it cake people? If you fucking unionize them, all of a sudden, where the fuck is your shows? There's nothing the producers have to give. They can't go to a second media where they're fucking making money for nothing because they are still scripting people during this shit. It's a reality. If you think that Big Brother's not scripted, you're very uninformed, or you just don't know because people have fucking fucking showing a fucking light saying it's reality. It's not fucking reality.
Hey,
I work
don't
in a
pop
show.
the bubble, Brian.
I'm popping the fucking bubble right now. I'm bursting it, and I'm not letting it come back
And there
ever
is no
again.
Santa Claus.
There's fucking Santa Claus is cool.
Watch it.
Anyways, when I first moved to LA, I worked in a show called Parental Control. And if you ever heard of that show, don't look it up, Spencer.
Just I can look it up.
Parental Control.
For a long time.
It's a show. It's a show about mom wants to find their daughter somebody good to date, right? And so I was mom's pick, and there was a dad's pick who was a fucking asshole. And then we go on dates, and then we see who will be chosen at the. Spencer knows this show. Who will be chosen at the end, right? So as I'm doing the show, I mean, I just fucking moved to LA for the very first time. I'm non-union. I get it.
I'm dying. This is amazing.
They told me I'd be paid like $500. I got paid $250, and they never gave me the other $250. I fucking rebutted and tried to get it, never got it. Anyways, I'm eating sushi off this girl. She had California written down her side.
You
oh my
don't
god!
even eat sushi.
I don't eat sushi. I did it because I'm an actor. I fucking did it.
Fuck you, you
I
fucking.
fucking
bot.
puked
I
afterwards.
don't eat sushi. I did it because I'm an
That's fucking bullshit. That's what I do. I'm in the hot tub with this bitch. We're like fucking up in the
Where
jacuzzi.
you go?
You know,
you don't eat
toasting
sushi.
champagne and shit like that.
Unreal.
dude.
The whole time I had an earwig in, and the producers were actually feeding me lines. It was all scripted. And at the end, they had a fucking writer come in that was sending us lines to say and shit. I didn't win. They told me I couldn't bring sexy back, and that's why I got eliminated. That is what it is. If you see the episode, it's probably fucking hilarious going back like 14 years.
I'm
Oh
Googling
my
that
god!
right
I
now.
have to see this. This is amazing.
I'm gonna watch
This is
every
reality
episode just to find
TV.
it.
You couldn't
Oh, I
bring
just watched it.
sexy
This is
back.
like MTV.
That's what I was
Stop it.
told.
Stop.
And that was all-
yeah.
'cause I had the earwig
VH1.
in.
I think it was VH1.
But I had the earwig. No, it was MTV. I had the earwig in,
It was
and she had the
MTV.
earwig in, and I heard the
stand
producer
corrected.
tell her to say that. I'm like, this fucking bitch. You know what I mean?
You could not bring sexy back, Brian. I'm gonna go with Charles.
And then
over
that's
her.
that's what it was. But it was all
Wow.
fucking scripted. So it's always been scripted, and I think these reality people should be covered. It would stop shit, regardless of my story aside. I think that it should be covered. And because what happens is they don't get paid sometimes. They abuse
so
themselves.
good.
I mean, again, I got paid half what I was supposed to be paid. So this is what happens. And I called MTV,
hysterical.
and they would send me to the department I'm supposed to go to, and then as soon as that person would connect, they would hang up. And then I call again, and the same thing would happen. And
They're
they
like, oh,
hang up.
250, no
I
thanks.
did this shit. I'm very diligent in my shit, man. I need my fucking show me that money. Yeah,
I need my money.
And I still got fucked.
Playing with my
So-
money is like playing with my emotions, Smokey.
Yeah.
That was before I was fucking union.
Sounds like a
So
couch call.
it's fuck, man. It was an experience. That's what it was. It was a
That's
fucking
awesome.
experience.
I love it.
So when I hear this, I think this is a great movement forward. Let these people be covered. Stop the producers from exploiting people. Stop the fucking bullshit. They are still acting. You are still writing scripts. They usually have at least one WGA member on board to write stuff for people. So stop the bullshit. You have stand-ins on Big Brother. Stop the bullshit. Pay people what they should be paid. And I think that Bethany coming forward and doing this is huge. I think it's fucking great. And I think it's a great move. I think it's going to be great if the union actually does step forward and do what they're saying they're going to do. Sabrina, what do you think? You hear about this shit. Have you had any involvement in reality TV? And do you think this is actually logistically real and it will actually happen and help people, unlike myself at that time, to actually get paid what they should be paid?
Okay, so I like the idea. And Bethany Frankel is not someone that I am like super familiar with, but one of my very best friends, Liz, and my very best friend, like from college, Katie, both say I sometimes listen to Bethany to get my Sabrina fill. So I don't really actually know that much about this bitch, but apparently she's a cussing lunatic like myself. So I more respect to you, girl. I don't know, these pictures you have of her, it does not look like her at all. Know who she did you give me 3 steps in Z formation, bro?
Oh, what's up?
Is that
What's
what
up?
just happened?
Oh, what's up?
Okay.
You know what?
So yeah, I mean I think what she's trying to do is great. I just see a lot of flaws in it. That's my thing. Right? Like, how do you possibly unionize all of the reality TV people. Like
There's
reality
never
TV
been.
was born from a writer's strike, but like there's shows like Cops. Are you going to unionize the cops that are on the show?
That's
Are
why
you
it's a
going
good
to
idea.
unionize
I'm more
the
down for that.
fucking? But it just seems like super like it seems unattainable.
Doesn't work.
Like there'd have to be parameters around it, like and how you would do this. Like yes, I guess like you can. That looks more like her. Thank you. I guess you can do more of a like if you're on a reality show like like the Real Housewives, which is where Bethany was birthed from. That's a weird word, and I can't believe I said it. After I said it, I wanted to put it right back in my mouth. Sorry about that.
Born and raised.
Like where like those things like I feel like maybe you might have success with that, but like in order to unionize all reality TV, it just seems unattainable. You mentioned Is It Cake?
No way.
How do you unionize a judge who's like on there for 3 times, or like a contestant who is like making cakes? Like they're not actors. Like there's a lot of gray area that I feel like would have to be discussed and figured out. And if they can do that, like I say more power to you, and I really appreciate the not me who my friends think is me, who talks like me, for initiating that. It seems like something I would do. So good for you, Bethany. # love. Also, Katie and Liz, light shout out to you guys. And yeah, so fucking good for you, Bethany. It's a light shout out. It's a Friday. It's a light shout out.
It's a light shout out. It's hard.
I don't want to do a hard shout out. When I do a hard shout out, it's usually something bad. A light shout out is a love. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying it's hard to do this, to make this a reality. Yeah. And it's great that SAG actually is talking about it.
Yeah, but there are a lot of parameters that need to be discussed.
And I think that'd be great if these people actually step forward, and like all the Real Housewives from New York, Chicago, Illinois, fucking Chi-Town, fucking
Atlanta.
Georgia, Atlanta, fucking Florida,
I'm sorry,
Chicago. I'm fucking saying the same places. Washington, fucking
Yeah.
Georgia, Georgia 5 times.
And the Windy City.
Fucking Jersey City, the Windy City, the fucking Real Housewives of Pomona, like wherever the fuck you are.
No Real Housewife in
I
Pomona,
hope you go out there and strike with us, because I want those Pomona bitches out there right now. The Real Housewives of Santa Barbara, like get out there and fucking support. It's a big deal. Spencer, you hear about this? Spencer, do you think this is a reality that they can actually unionize all the housewives across the country? Or do you think that this is not a reality?
That was not
That's
right.
fucked up.
That was not a correct use of words, bro.
You're a piece of shit, Brian. No,
well, let's not push it.
I'm just kidding.
And all the big brothers. That's fucked up too.
No. I have so much to say about this. No, I don't. So many. I don't know. Screen actors. It's a Screen Actors Guild, right? I mean, they are definitely screen actors, which is sad to admit, but it's a thing that they're actually doing some acting. It's a full production. I don't know. I hate the idea of lumping us into the same thing.
That's what's supposed to be.
Not the same thing.
Since after join though, Spencer, you got radio, you got television, you got a host already. Hosts are already a big part. Like most of these hosts on these shows are actually SAG. So it's like, but the actual contestants aren't, and that's where a lot of the problems come from.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, influencers can be SAG AFTRA now.
Yeah.
So
really?
That's it. But the contestants themselves have not been unionized. Hence why it's become a fuckery. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
It's like,
I get it. Yeah.
Like, how do you not pay the contestants the same way, or unionize them, but you do the hosts? Like Ryan Seacrest is fucking union. You know what I mean? But
fucking
now, fucking Ryan Seacrest. What a piece of art.
And people get abused in these shows a lot. I mean, I get that too. Sometimes you get made to eat sushi off somebody and you only get $250. It's not okay.
Sometimes you do that. Sometimes you lick that sushi off, and
Brian,
you say,
I am forever.
And then you say, red snapper tastes so great today. Maybe you say that. Actually, I think I said red snapper, very tasty. And then sometimes you do that. and you get paid
amazing,
$250
dude.
and you go about
This
your
is
day.
amazing.
You go home and you cry in a corner, you know?
Oh, it's great, dude. That's so great.
Or you joke about it later
I would
on
have
in
killed.
life, you
I
know?
would have killed to be on that fucking show, you know.
That was only 14 years ago, so.
Yeah, definitely was. Oh man, no, I get it. It's right. It's the right thing to do.
So you were like what, 10 on that show? Jeez, Brian.
You know, so that's 14. You know, no, I moved to LA and I was 23. I think when I did that show. So.
Oh no, kidding.
Yeah. 23, 24,
was,
24 actually. I think I was 24.
I was 24
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was, you know, eating fucking red snapper off a girl, you know, getting paid $250.
Red snapper,
oh man.
Fish.
It was
actually. I don't think it was actually red snapper.
You had for me. It was the side California tattoo.
The side tattoo. It literally looked like this bitch. I mean, she's a great girl.
Wow.
She was very nice.
I might even
very nice.
Wow.
She was very nice. She was very nice. I'm not gonna lie, very nice. But it looked like she literally passed out. I looked like she passed out in a fucking corner at a rave, and someone took a Sharpie and wrote California down her side. Like literally, that's what it looked like. And she like bragged about it, and I'm like, and at 24 years old, I'm like, did you pass out? Literally, that's my brain, you know. And she was very nice. Never anybody I would probably date just because we're so different, you know. We're just so different, and then they tried to separate us. They tried to separate us, but yet they still like fed us lines to say to each other. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. It'd probably been better television if we got to know each other a little bit. You know what I mean? Just a hair, just a taint.
Not a lot of
That's all wrong. That's all wrong.
Yeah.
Taints and tits over here with Brian.
It's all wrong. Rachel, what do you think about this? Do you think that the reality TV stars should be represented after all this, or do you think that it's just a fucking unreasonable thing to even put out there?
Oh, I think it's great. If SAG can represent influencers, SAG can represent reality TV. And there's been a big movement lately to talk about the abuse that happened while filming reality TV. Like you said, Bethany was talking about. A lot of the time on these dating shows or like social shows, they will starve them, inebriate them, not offer them a whole lot of other liquids other than alcohol, and manipulate the situations to sleep deprive them to get that good TV. So that's super abusive. It's so fucked up. And a lot of these reality stars or reality contestants are coming out now and saying, hey, this really fucked with me. So I think it's great. I think if we can make those working conditions better, because a lot of the times the people you're getting on those shows are really young.
Very young.
Early 20s. People, they don't know a lot about, good working conditions.
This guy included.
So they're being completely exploited and completely fucked over.
Yeah, but how many days did you work, Brian?
I worked 2 days.
Okay, these people working for months.
Right.
Fair enough.
So I think it's the longer term shows that I think they could maybe really do something with. Oh, she's so orange.
Great job with all the Bethany Frankel fucking pics.
I got a lot of
I
her.
would have known it was her from this picture. She had a little bit of plastic surgery. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, leave her alone. She's killing it.
A little bit. No, I love.
But I think these shows that film for weeks on end, that those people really need a lot of representation. The contestants, like Sabrina was saying, on like Is It Cake or these one-off, one-day filming things, I think it would be really difficult to get representation there. But you could at least having a union could make those situations better for all the staff on site. So
everybody.
I think it's great. I think absolutely.
I also agree with Spencer though, like that it sucks to be like lumped into the same category with like someone who's not doing the same thing as you.
Yeah, doesn't quite
like I get both. I get that, but I mean I get both sides. It's tough.
They need their own merger, Sabrina. This is the world we live in. They merged with AFTRA, and he became, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists.
Interesting. That's cool.
You look at that. Look at that. Look at the AFTRA acronym. It's like that's a lot of people. I mean, you talk about like that involves like
over the years
anybody on newscasts and stuff.
Now SAG, so it's different.
So if you're going to include everybody, you should include the reality stars too. You should.
I'm a huge union fan. I think anyone who's working should have the opportunity to join a union of some sort.
Yeah.
So I think absolutely, let's sling them unions around. Let anybody who is doing any sort of film work be involved. Make the working conditions better. Stop getting these 20-year-olds drunk and sleep deprived and then filming them having sex. It's weird.
Yeah.
Totally
it's not
stop
right.
doing that. Yeah.
That
totally don't do
100%.
that.
Why are we doing that?
Yeah.
They're like, Love Island. We're
'cause
like,
it's
no,
good
thank
TV,
you.
right?
But
Why is that even a
apparently
thing?
people are into it.
Why is that even a thing?
Yeah.
But there used to be a SAG Extras Guild, by the way.
There used to be.
So, Screen
happened to
Extras
it?
Guild, not SAG Extra Guild. It was Screen Extras Guild.
Which-
They
okay.
dissolved in favor of a contract like many, many years ago. But extras used to get paid more than extras. Extras get paid now. Stand-ins get paid now. Like they used to make,
To a
you know,
huge pay cut.
yeah, like $300 to $500, like extras. Let alone
Damn.
people who were doing like special shit, like because they had their own guild. But in an effort to please the AMPTP, thank you and kindly go fuck yourself.
Fuck yourself.
They dissolved that guild and moved
We
it
love you
into the
and
Screen
hate you.
Actors Guild in favor of a ginormous pay cut for them and like
Wow.
benefits for principal actors, which is super shitty and fucked up.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
that is something that like, you know,
'Cause
that's
they need
something that
more.
happened. Yeah, I mean it's just
Dumb.
what they do to hurt, like it's so sad. It's like I feel like it's a recurring, I don't feel like it is a recurring theme to fuck the little person to make gains to the big person.
Yeah.
And I frankly have had a fuck enough of it. And I just don't, I can't look the other way anymore. You know what I mean? Like there's like a certain amount of time that you can be like, well, it's maybe, you know, not that you support it or agree with it, but like to not be vocal about it. Like this is
Yeah.
bullshit.
Mm.
Like we're all getting fucked. Like, you know, except for the top
Weird.
2% of people.
Mhm.
Like who the fuck even, like the 2% of people? Yeah. Kindly go fuck yourself up in the fucking stairs in the sky. I have no allegiance to you or anything, but like the gap has gotten wider and wider and wider.
Mhm.
And now we are getting more and more and more fucked. So it used to be, you know, maybe 30% of people, and then it was fucking 10% of people, and now it's 2% of people. And we're gonna obliterate the middle class. It's just gonna be poor people and rich people, and
We're-
that's super fucking
What was-
fucked.
What did they do in Fight Club? What was the operation?
They go fuck yourself, fight.
No,
talking
like,
about Fight
after
Club?
Fight Club, they started like, you know, like bombing stuff and doing all kinds of random shit.
Yeah,
It was like
they
Operation
obliterated the
Mayhem.
earth.
Is that what
They
it was?
and
Oh,
the
it was a credit
Pixies
card
played.
company. Yeah, they fucking love
Yeah,
the credit card
and the
company.
Oh, that's a
Pixies
thumbs
played
up.
very ceremoniously while Edward Norton and Helena
Yes,
Bonham Carter
the Pixies
watched
Ride
from the
fucking
top of the
blues.
building.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
It's that thumbs up. I almost have mine.
Oh,
Like,
so
ah.
good.
You see-
So good.
Gosh.
Before,
It's such a
before
good
I go,
idea.
I just want to say this one more time. I have a new update for Apple, and look at this. I do thumbs up. It just happened. It's not gonna happen now.
It like popped up
Oh,
a
I
whole bunch of
saw
times.
it.
It was wild. I was very
Oh,
confused.
oh,
She's
God.
got fireworks. She has the update too.
What do I get? Fucking nothing.
What happened?
That's on the new iOS.
If you do two
Oh, you
thumbs
guys are
up,
on
But-
you
You
get
guys are on that.
fireworks.
I'm on my computer. I have an Apple
Wild.
computer. Give it to me. No, I don't have.
But I'm gonna say this though. I think we need to go back to where it used to be in a lot of ways. People joined the Extras Guild of America because they figured they were gonna make more money, and then when it merged with SAG, it became this thing where they forgot about the little person
They
all
lost
the time.
so much money
They
when that happened.
lost a lot of money, and I've heard these stories from people for years about how much they used to be paid. I have a friend, and Sabrina's friend too, who used to like do stand-in work, and she made so much money at that point that she could actually afford to like just go on vacations once in a while, be able to have a life. Like she would talk about how like she could actually afford a car and afford like to drive places, to see friends, and then all of a sudden when it merged, like all that went away. Like make it a building block thing. When Brian Cruz is president of SAG, I will bring that shit back and we'll make it a building block thing where you can actually have a path to rise up to where you can be a supported actor and fucking do what you want for a living. But until then, we need to fight
also,
for these
really
things.
quick, I'm sorry, Brandon. I know you're gonna sign off right now. I can feel it coming.
I'm leading it.
I want
We're
to
way over.
I just want to give a shout out quickly to Lee Poppy. Rest
yeah,
in
Lee
peace.
Poppy.
Rest in peace. You're an amazing woman, amazing fucking person, and she is actually the person who told me about the whole Screen Actors. Like that's where
And
I learned
Penny, too.
that whole thing from.
Penny too. Remember
shout
Penny?
out. Yes, I do.
Penny was fucking awesome too.
Penny also is fucking awesome. Rest in peace, Penny.
But a lot of these people, they fucking had a career and they were able to support themselves and it was normal, and now you can barely get by. And that's why these strikes are happening. And that's why we are where we're at right now. And that's why it's gotten worse and worse. And our old leadership told us to go fuck ourselves. And hopefully now they'll listen that we deserve better. And everybody deserves to have a career in this industry if they want it. You deserve it, and you fucking bust your ass.
True.
And overall, it's not fair what we've gone through for the past few years. I mean, I've been here for 14 years, and I've dealt with a lot of shit that's not cool. I've barely gotten by. And that's not cool for how much you give in and how much you do. Like, and for the people that you work for, too. Like, I fucking, like, that's what pissed me off. I work for fucking Tom Cruise and Paul Rudd. Am I balling? Fuck no, I'm not. I fucking barely pay my bills every month. But that's a life that's real for an actor who's working in LA.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
95.
It needs to stop now.
Of actors, yeah.
90%. And that's why these reality stars deserve it. We need to deserve it. Everybody that's fucking in a union like this deserves
anyone who's
a better
working regularly
fucking cut.
deserves to be paid.
Totally.
Yep.
That's all it is.
Period.
If you
So
do
you
your
gotta
job,
have a
get
family.
paid
Rocket
well.
science.
And have a life.
Yeah.
Until then, what do? We make it work somehow.